What is going on, everyone? So I wanted to share the new MBO bundle preview that ATAS has been giving us. And they put together a bunch of great screenshots, and I figured I'd put this into a presentation and kind of share it with everybody. I'm still personally testing out the MBO bundle, and I'll walk through a little bit more how you can get access. But essentially this, they're trying to get parity with Bookmap and other more serious order flow platforms. So I'm really excited they finally have the MBO bundle, which really is going to start elevating a lot of things, especially as they start investing more into it and making it better. So really excited about that. But let's kind of hop in here really quick. So if you don't know what MBO data is, this is market by order, which is essentially the deepest level 3 data that the exchanges will publish. So if you have level 2 data, it kind of aggregates all the stuff and kind of gives you that. If you have level 1, it's the top of book and it tells you the price and things like that. ATAS today is a lot of the indicators are going to be level 2. Like the heat map is going to be level 2. It's all kind of aggregated. And then level 3 gets you to actually seeing individual orders and what they're doing. You know, individual order IDs, what orders they place, what orders are modified, where they filled, all these things. So you can essentially track like that order that kind of goes through, which is really cool. And that's where the really big insight comes from in Orderflow. So I'm really excited they're actually bringing that to the platform now. And so for the bundle, it comes with 3 different indicators. We want to be able to track what big players are doing. And so they give you an Iceberg tracker, orders that are, maybe they're showing on the book as like 10 orders at a time, but it's really 1,000 orders that it just keeps reloading and reloading and reloading. And so you can kind of see that by following that order ID, which is really, really cool. Stop run, the tracker where it basically shows you where a bunch of stops were hit. And then with that, you can decide, you know, how to best play that, because usually if stops are hit, it's going to reverse. And then the other one is sweeps tracker. So this one's really cool because it basically tells you if a big order came in and took all the orders at a given level, right, and just cleared the book right there, so you know there's a big player with urgency in a certain direction, and so you can use that to your advantage as you're trading as well. So really, really cool stuff. So it basically shows you the hidden liquidity, if there's liquidity grabs actually happening, and also if there's really aggressive buyers or sellers on the tape. And so I'll show you all the screenshots for the Iceberg tracker. I think there's like 20 of them, but it'll kind of slideshow through, but you can kind of see like what's happening and how it kind of displays. But the idea is with Iceberg, you know, you can actually see if there's one order that's kind of just keeps reloading at support and resistance. And so that context will help you take the right direction given where that Iceberg is placed. If you see icebergs are sitting like in breakout zone, hard to kind of work through that, right? And so maybe you don't want to chase right away and you wait for that to kind of resolve. You know, if you see iceberg stacked at a price, then obviously, you know, that is a spot that is not going to move. So don't try to break out. And also you can use your volume filter to really zoom in on the really, really big players, right? If they have really, really big orders. And so this one's really cool. You'll see that there where there's 250 right there. This one's showing that you can actually hover over and see the history, so you can see like all the orders happening there. That one you can see that it's been hitting on that level there. You can kind of see here that 73.65 level had a bunch, and it's just really cool. You know, like you can see that like one big player has been sitting at this level reloading, right? And you can kind of see what price is doing at that level. It just holds as resistance. And so it's really cool. Like if you can detect that, then you know, okay, maybe you're not going to get through that. Maybe it might be good to play the other side. And I do like the mouse over, so it gives you, you know, more details about it. And then there's this confidence thing where I think based on the data, give you a confidence of the iceberg details. I really like that it has that, so you can kind of see based on the filters if this is something you should pay attention to or not. And then they have the little oscillators at the bottom, the panels. I think it's really kind of like a volume spike type view. I think for me, I like the levels a lot better. So I was playing with the indicators, and they give you the option of choosing if you want both on the chart or the panel, or just the chart or just the panel. So that's good for the flexibility there. I like that too. You can kind of see how like if you could follow the iceberg order. And so for me, you can kind of use that as like where you would maybe place your stops, right? So some really cool stuff there. So for the stop run tracker, so this one, you know, it's basically showing if there's stop runs, and there's usually a reversal that follows. And so for me, it's just like if you see a spike or a flush and then you see the stop run tracker trigger itself, maybe you should not follow in the direction and maybe look for a reversal. So it's kind of interesting. Again, I'm still playing with it, but the theory is really cool, and the fact that you can see this data now is pretty exciting. As you can kind of see here, those stop runs, the 22, then it pushes back up. You get the same thing where you can mouse over and get more details, which is pretty cool. Cool little stop run there, and it reverses. Another one, and it reverses for a little bit. So that one's cool, like it broke through all that, so, and it kept going. It's cool little reversals here. And so the sweeps tracker, I think for me, looking at these, I think icebergs and sweep trackers are probably my favorite, because this is basically showing you who's really aggressive, right? And they're just getting all the orders that are, you know, at those levels, right? And you can see that should push price in a given direction, or at least there's urgency to push price in that direction. And so this is kind of like big trades on steroids type of thing, which is pretty cool. So you can see those sweeps, and it pushes higher, and the sweeps, and it pushes lower. And they have this cool panel down here, so you can kind of see the strength of all that. Yeah, and so there's a bunch of filters to it. Like, it's interesting, you see the buy sweeps at the top, right? And then there's the sell sweeps where they kind of fight. But some really cool stuff there. And then, so the idea is that you can kind of have all these kind of separately, but, you know, you would want to put them all together, right? So you can kind of see like what's happening with icebergs, what's happening with the sweeps, and who's being super, super aggressive. And so this is what it would all look like if you put all the indicators together on one chart. And you get kind of a more complete picture of all these things. Again, for me, I personally, I think I would put it more on the chart only and have the levels. That would be really cool. But the panels give you a really good view of just the intensity of everything. So you can kind of see all that too. And then also for the indicators, they have settings where maybe you don't want to see the numbers, right? You just want the visuals where you can mouse over. Like, you can put the settings where you don't have to see the visuals, but you can just see like the levels and things. Like, you see that big red line where it kind of goes down, like you're actually following that iceberg order as it comes down. So you're following a big player there, which is pretty cool. Yeah, and I like all those levels there. Yeah, like where that red iceberg is kind of going down. I love that for like following for stops and stuff. So yeah, I mean, that's all the screenshots that they sent. I thought it was, you know, really worth kind of sharing it with everybody. I'm really excited about it. I'm still testing it out. Right now, this is temporary free access for everybody who's on the Ultra plan. So if you're on that, you should just have the indicators ready to go, and you just need MBO access. So this is for all Ultra subscriptions, or if you have a lifetime, or even if you're doing an Ultra free trial. So you will see these indicators if you're on a free trial of Ultra. So if you wanted to try it out and just upgrade, you could do that, right? But the thing is, you do need MBO data. Right now, that's only going to be via the Rhitmic connection, and it's only going to be for futures. So it's not available for stocks or anything like that. I'm on DxFeed. Currently, MBO is not supported by DxFeed. They say they're going to bring it out sometime this year. So I'm still deciding, you know, if I'm going to wait or not. You can get Rhitmic through your broker or through prop firms. I know Lucid has Rhitmic, and they also have the option to upgrade to the MBO bundle. So that's actually what I'm using to kind of test out the feature. I'm still deciding what to do with my DxFeed because I need it for my stock data feed as well. So I'm still kind of figuring that out, but I am playing around with the indicators as I'm using the Lucid Rhitmic connection, which is really not bad. Just get an eval, and then you pay, I think, $39 if you want the full book. $39 a month, and that's not so bad. So cool. Well, that's pretty much all I had to share. I just wanted to kind of get that out. This is one of those secret things that ATAS is doing, and I think they're actually doing some really great stuff. Indicator, it works like any indicator. You just need the MBO data. And if you are in our Discord, there was a webinar that the ATAS team had put together going more into the details of this. Look it up in our actual, the hashtag YouTube channel in our Discord. You can kind of check that out. And yeah, if you're not on ATAS, might be a good time to get on the Ultra plan to try all these things out. Awesome. Well, thanks for hanging out. Good luck, and don't get caught. Thank you.